is 2K Sports, broadcasting from Houston, Texas, as the Rockets take it to the hardwood. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. The Houston Rockets coming to this one after a win against the Mavericks in Dallas.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was almost robotic, Greg, in this one. They filtered out all the noise and came in razor-sharp precision on the offensive end.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Denver, Murray and Harris, the guards. Millsap and Jokic, the pair inside. And it's Porter at the three. Hey, Brent, tonight, two strong reserve units. As a player, what are some of the advantages of coming off the bench and playing?
I think, Kevin, if you think about coming off the bench and mentally you're into the game, you'll understand the rhythm of when you check in and where you might be able to take advantage of what they're doing defensively, some of their offensive schemes. You might have seen the sets. So it's important to pay attention while you're on the bench and then come in and impact the game in a positive way.
You can get in the flow of the game without even playing.
Sometimes, and then you also get to play against another team's bench, which can sometimes help you find your rhythm a lot quicker than going up against the starters.
Good point.
Oh, a little punch, counter punch action. Neither side clinching here.
Yeah, both sides trying to keep up with one another, but doing it from distance.
And finish off by Collins.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult one.
Here's Murray, and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Murray's got 5. Here's Harden. Lays it up and banks it in.
Now their offense is rolling. A perfect start. 4 of 4 so far.
Murray kicks to Jokic. Back to Murray. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard.
There's a lot of potential left in the tank for Jamal Murray. He's able to play both guard spots, but it's that sweet jump shot that has his teammates and the coaching staff salivating about where his ceiling is.
And with the playmaking in Denver's front court, point guard Jamal Murray is free to hunt his shot. Very comfortable playing off the ball.
Well, he's like a fumbling banker right now, dropping dimes with ease. I like how well he led his teammate on that possession.
Pass to Millsap. And Harris wide open. He shoots. The three-pointer is right on target. Harris has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Let's send it out to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Mike Malone. David?
And coach had nothing but praise for his players, saying, "They've done everything I've asked. They put in the extra work in practice, trying to turn their weaknesses into strengths. That's showing up in the win column. As a coach, Kevin, it's probably the best you can ask for." Back to you.
Thank you, David. And here is Murray after Luka Doncic hitting the 3. Here's Jackson. What a tremendous game he played against Dallas. Collins kicks to Doncic. Pass to Jackson. Harden finds Jackson. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston this season. Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. And now let's highlight the highest scoring teams in the NBA. The Rockets, number 1.
I mean, it's an exciting brand of basketball that they're playing. They've got such deadly weapons. Teams have had a heck of a time trying to slow them down.
Up top, Barton. He's covered by Matt. Rubio, right side. Plumlee, the pass to Barton. Just 5 on the clock. Denver needs to get off his shot. Bangs home the trifecta.
Love to see it when he pulls up from the outside. A big guy with tremendous range is a prized commodity in today's NBA.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his first basket.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation. Something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble.
The Nuggets trail by 4. Now Rubio. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Only 3 games until the start of the playoffs. Let's see how the West will be won. Taking a look at Denver. What a run they've had this year. In first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding. And, of course, Houston, not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
And when I look at Denver, well, one of the big stories of the year. Already this team's been absolutely on fire. And it hasn't just been one game here or there. It's been a sustained effort.
Yeah, I don't think that's anything that anyone saw coming. You couldn't see it in the offseason or the preseason, but you've come out here in the beginning of the year and done something pretty special.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Barton outside. Pass to Lyles. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And it's just been an avalanche of points here in the early going.
Yeah, for both teams, we're seeing great synergy on offense, but some lackluster defense.
Well, not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Now here's Barton. He's covered by Mack. Barton kicks to Rubio, to the paint. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And so it's the Houston Rockets holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We'll get right back to the action when we return. We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports and always exciting. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
And I felt like in that first period, the difference really was their ability to execute offensively.
Yeah, so you move the ball around, you move your guys around, then you find good shots. That's a healthy recipe to build a good lead.
On the floor for Denver as we get going here in the second quarter. We've got Plumlee. Will Barton is out there with Ricky Rubio. Then it's Trey Lyles. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the 3 slot. And so here's Denver. Trailing here by 8.
The reach of Williams is outstanding. He uses it to perfection to deny shooters.
Yeah, this is where you might elect to pass out of the slump rather than shoot out of it.
Now here's Tucker. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
You think back to Trey Lyles, forever linked to Donovan Mitchell. They were involved in that draft day trade, and of course with revisionist history, people look at that much differently. Obviously Mitchell came out and was on fire, while Lyles has shown a little bit more steady improvement and being patient and waiting for his time.
One-on-one fast break. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
He's a heady player. He knows how to get himself going and giving his team a real advantage right now on the offensive end.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. And getting back to the Lyles-Mitchell trade reminds me of when George Hill was traded by the Spurs for Kawhi Leonard, who had been drafted by Indiana.
Yeah, it's always tough to be associated in a deal where that player goes on to immediate stardom and you're still trying to find some footing. And now Lyles was traded along with that draft pick for Mitchell, so the deal wasn't just 1-to-1, but it's a trade that certainly people will remember.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor.
Well, that's a good shot there. The in-between spot for Paul Millsap looked really comfortable.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Well, to win at this level consistently, you cannot be faint of heart, and he's going in for the kill.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well,
Well, guys, Paul Millsap is an all-star forward whose dedication to the game is reflected in his year-to-year improvement. He said, the drive to the gym is where I find my peace, getting my mind prepared. I come with the mindset of getting better. It's gotten me this far. Kevin?
He is a true professional. David, thank you. To the middle. Shoots it. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Brent, the league is shaking things up as far as training and evaluation of referees. Do you think it'll result in getting a higher percentage of calls correct? They're pretty good as it is now.
The referees are fantastic.
They are.
And the fact that we're even having a discussion about a higher percentage of correct calls, Kevin, I would just like to have a higher percentage of correct calls for the rest of this game with you.
Well, good. This guy next to me handed me this card. It wasn't my idea. It was this guy over here. He said, ask Brent about the referee.
We need this guy.
Yeah. Oh, we do. Yeah. Thank you. Now, here's Porter. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Millsap. Off the left rim and out.
I'd just like to see the defensive effort get better for their ball club. They can't expect guys to miss the mid-range Jays every time.
Murray against Smith. To the middle, and stolen by Murray. Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball, and Jackson with the block. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Collins is running from deep. Harden sinks the three-pointer. Harden's got 12 points in the game.
Oh, great ball movement there.
James Harden.
Murray against Smith. Murray, the pass to Millsap. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. And Brent, you think about Paul Millsap, not a top 10 draft pick, not even taken in the first round.
Yeah, how about that? 47th pick in the second round, and nothing really has been handed to Paul Millsap. He's earned every bit of it, and that's why even to this day he plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, let's check out some numbers here for James Harden. He's been on a tear since the All-Star break, going really to another level. Second in scoring, fifth in assists, and he's a flamethrower from distance. Top 10 in the league in three-point shooting.
And what he's doing right now, carving up defensive schemes at will, second best scorer in the league. It's just a marvelous thing to watch and appreciate.
Like that from Murray right there. When he's passing it like this, it can make him so much better and so much more open.
Smith for three. Jokic grabs the miss. And so it's Jokic with it. He brings it up for Denver. 17-point game. And Porter, here we go. It's rebounded by Houston.
You got to make that. The defense was far from terrible, but, man, that's an easy shot.
Harden. And with the break in the action, here is the 2K leaderboard showing us this month's top passers. Fifth on the list, James Harden.
Really been in sync with his teammates over that period. I mean, his passing has been phenomenal.
Free throw good, James Harden.
And the southpaw stroke of Harden is just beautiful to watch. When he's cooking, he's one of the more lethal scorers in our league.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Williams, he's checked in for Jackson. P.J. Tucker comes in for Collins. Brooks checked in for Doncic. And Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for Smith. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
And starting to send guys to the line way more than they need to. Let's get some good position defense going here. That should be the emphasis, and get away from the sloppy fouls.
Williams with the block. And the shot goes in. Brooks has got his second bucket tonight.
And where's the fight defensively? I mean, you know you need stops to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, down by double digits, failing to shut down the lane. It has been a rough night.
Williams with the block. Houston moving the ball around. The pass to Tucker. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Nice shot from the wing. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 6 here in this quarter.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
The Rockets making a switch here. Max checked in. The Nuggets also changing it up. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Jokic. And it's Juan Hernangomez in for Jamal Murray. From 20 feet out. And there's another one for the Nuggets.
Well, that's a smooth and silky J there from Will Barton. Really adding a lot to his game to be effective from the perimeter.
Here's Mack. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. The Rockets on top, up 19. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Ricky. Bench has always been an issue here. When they produce like they did in the first half, how does that help you?
It's amazing. That means like we have a deep bench, and then a lot of work from the staff, from the everybody of the team, like doing extra work and winning games.
Trying to change the culture around here. Thanks, Ricky. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks. Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal at 2K Sports. Let's talk first half. James Harden led the way in the first half. He had 16 points and 3 assists. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
What we're seeing with James Harden, Ernie, is endurance. He's been the man. He's expected to do it every single night. And looking at the first half, he's only getting better. More relentless, more refined, and more capable of controlling the game.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
Welcome back to the Toyota Center, everyone. That's a look at our broadcast location tonight here in downtown Houston, Texas. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
Yeah, and through 2 quarters, he's been lights out. And you know he's going to look to add to those totals.
And defensively, hard to force him out of the rhythm at this point because he has a number of ways with which he can beat you.
They've got Dennis Smith, Doncic out there with John Collins. And there's Jackson, and it's Harden in at the 2 guard. They're the group for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half. Now, here is Smith. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. But they get it back. Collins kicks to Doncic. Back to Collins. Over quarter. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Just a super unselfish guy. Doncic is all for getting his guys going. Enjoys setting the table.
Here's Murray. Banked in off the glass. Murray's got 9 points.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Harden outside. Over in the corner, Doncic. Down low. Here's Jackson, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, it's like 4 teenagers at home over the summer, just not enough activity. You've gotten your rest. It's time to man up. What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
And Gary Harris, a 6'4" shooting guard out of Michigan State. On paper, you might call him undersized, but with his strength and toughness, he's got it covered.
Here's Murray. James Harden picking up that last basket. And that's good. Jamal Murray for 3. 12 points for him.
And his teammates have to step up just a little bit more. He's been lights out. Needs a bit more support.
Here's Smith. Pass to Jackson. Collins up top. Millsap covering. On the wing, Harden, and stolen by Harris. Murray against Smith. And the rejection by Collins. Yep, that one goes in there. 9 points for Millsap. And Houston calls their first time out of the game.
And he's probably looking at some matchups on the floor he'd like to take advantage of.
I'm interested in what he's seeing and then what kind of play they run coming out of this timeout.
Gilgeous-Alexander's checked in for Dennis Smith. And Denver with a change here, too. Barton is checked in. And if you're making a list of the best young shooting guards in the league, Greg, I got to think that Gary Harris is on that list.
Absolutely. A two-way player, defends his tail off, and offensively, he can score at all three levels.
Barton, wide open, he fires. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assist. Barton's got his second bucket. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Jokic.
Yeah, easy call.
For Houston, they have been excellent at the free throw line. Here today, a flawless 6 for 6.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Trey Lyles checked in for Millsap, and Ricky Rubio subbed in for Harris. Barton finds Jokic. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Yeah, Jokic did a nice job positioning himself down in the paint. Usually he's at the top of the key, but this time knew where he wanted to get the ball. Shot it on the inside and scored.
Now, here's Doncic. 9 points in the game so far. But 3, Jackson trying to break free. Doncic, no good. The Nuggets trail by 12. Here's Barton. Oh, that's blocked.
And not exactly quick off the floor, but Luka uses great anticipation to make defensive plays.
One of my favorite moves is the Euro step. I know it's one of yours as well. There are a lot of guys that can do it well.
Well, I got to see Manu Ginobili step around me for years in San Antonio. But I think James Harden is still the most devastating Euro step player we have in the game. There's something about the lefties, isn't there, Kevin? You have a hard time figuring a lefty out.
They throw you off automatically just by the left hand.
Right.
Then they have the little side step.
And James Harden with the shiftiness and the way he moves the ball around and draws contact. I know there are a lot of people that get aggravated by that, but he's nearly impossible to stop, especially when he's got his passport with the Euro step.
He slithers. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Shooting one. And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Denver shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight.
Only shooting 71 really on the season, so there is plenty of room for improvement.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Williams, he's checked in for Jackson. P.J. Tucker comes in for Collins. Brooks checked in for Doncic. And Max subbed in for James Harden. Now, here's Lyons. 5 points in the game. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for Will Barton. He's putting up about 8 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score. Combine the fluid movement and the explosiveness, and Plumlee brings it down.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hat. Sinks the triple. And that's now 7 points for Brooks.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give.
Williams with the block. Mack looking around and stolen by Barton. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Rubio the pass to Plumlee, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Yeah, that's what he's doing best right now. Plumlee loves to convert as close to the rim as possible.
The drive by Brooks, and Mack kicks to Williams, and stolen by Barton. Down low, Rubio finds Barton. It's good. Barton's got it back down to within single digits for Denver.
And that's how you set up your teammates. Done with a little bit of flair.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's the Houston Rockets in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
It's like 77, bro. Like, come on, bro. I mean, you said you would do Kim K, bro. At 80, bro.
And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter form.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle. But you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Taking a look at the Nuggets, Jamal Murray is out there with Ricky Rubio. Then it's Will Barton. Then it's Trey Lyles. And it's Plumlee into the 5 down low. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Porter's checked in. The 6'11" Mason Plumlee out of Duke, Greg. He's got a live body.
Very athletic, Kevin. His mobility enables him to defend smaller players on the perimeter. Offensively, he is a threat to finish at the rim.
Brooks with no one around. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Denver Nuggets. They trail by 7, and Michael Porter is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
And the offense starting to click for them this half. They've raised that field goal percentage quite a bit since the break.
Doncic is checked in for the Rockets. And then for Denver, Millsap comes in for Trey Lyles, and it's Gary Harris in for Barton. Harris dishes to Millsap. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Yep, that one goes.
You can't afford to give Paul Millsap that look. That shot is what defines his game.
Poke loose. It's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession. Jokic is checked in for Denver. Here's Doncic. And there's the feed to Jackson. Rebound by the Nuggets. Jokic has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game for the Rockets. John Collins, he's checked in for Williams. And it's James Harden in for Dillon Brooks. Now here's Porter. Jokic passes to Porter. Smith against Murray. 4 on the clock. Teardrop shot. Collins grabs the miss. Rockets leading by 5. Here's Jackson. And the shot goes in.
And at full speed, he still has the wherewithal to get himself in good position.
Yeah, the snap decisions right there. Reading the situation on the move and then making the right choice.
Harris's shot is good.
Harris is an efficient shooter, especially from the mid-range where he can be money.
For 3, Smith. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And really, as the 3-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Murray kicks to Jokic. Outside Porter. From about 16, they get it back. That's good. The Houston lead is cut down now to just 6 on the basket from Jokic.
And Jokic is not the quickest guy off the floor, but he uses his body well and great timing to get the offensive rebound.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
And now we present our Jordan Player of the Game.
And guys, it's been a rugged brand of defense he's played. I don't know why they keep taking the ball at him. It seems like every time they have, he's come up with the rejection. And with every block, he's only gotten more. And and more fired up.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, during that break, Mike D'Antoni talked to his team. He told them, hey, they're ready to give up. We're close to winning this game, but we're not done yet. We don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well we got the corner calls.
And as much offense as we saw earlier, I mean, we're seeing even more of it here now late in the game.
What is this, February? Feels like an all-star game has broken out. Neither side willing or able to stop the other.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Working on his interior game, Smith Jr. is very aware he has what it takes to score from there.
Here's Murray, and there's another one for the Nuggets.
How about Murray stepping up, poised for this young player?
Collins passes to Smith. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
And those attempts right now at the charity stripe are helping them pull away.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're down by 7. 1:27 left in the game. 1:27 left to play here in the fourth. And Jackson with the block. They get it back. The shot's good. 14 points for Jokic. Rockets leading by 5. Harden surveying the D. Collins kicks to Harden. Here's Doncic. And that one, good.
And guys, the intelligence is evident. When the pick comes, Doncic often makes the right read.
Takes the 13-footer. Here's Jokic. Unable to get that one. So Houston will take it the other way. Jackson passes to Collins. That's a 2 from Smith. It's hauled in by Harris.
And at a certain point, there's just nothing more you can do.
Well, they're nearing that point right now. Everything would have to go perfectly just to give them a shot.
Now here's Murray. All alone. Count. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Murray right now just on a roll, scoring at will on the offensive end.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And the second of 2 is good. That increases their lead to 6. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And an intentional foul right there. Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. Denver calls timeout. They're trailing by 8. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Out to the right wing. And Jokic wide open. He shoots. Misses the wing jam.
And listen, you can't design a play any better to get a look that good. Just couldn't knock it down.
The best players know that is going to happen, and you just can't let it get into your head. It's a shot that you want to take.
Here's Collins. And they pick up 2.
And you can tell they're ready to start celebrating a well-deserved victory here tonight.
Yeah, you can see the fans. They've already started celebrating themselves. A gutty performance.
So we see the Rockets taking the win here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor. Completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester. And that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, James. Congrats on the win. What's your team's mindset right now in terms of approach?
Our consistency and our attention to detail. You know, we're a young team, but we got to focus on us.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with the...
It doesn't matter. They're famous. Good bud. Hey, Seth. Hey, I remember what you told me about that one video with her moving with the shirt, bro. Yeah, no, that counts. I want to say mine too. Alright, I'll start. You start. Okay. Alright. This is not an order. I don't have like a specific order. Lotto, Ascas. And